Oh, I'd crash Friday night at Windsor, work all night, go to Fleming, crash, work on it all night, and go back to Windsor again Sunday. I mean, it was just...
It's like you talk to some of these guys that New Egypt, I'll talk to them out there, and say, we ran Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you know, and I had one car, the Whippy Crab. You fixed it.
Yeah. Well,
who fixed it? I did. Yeah. Me and my crew.
That's why my opinion is guys like Billy and Jimmy Horton and all them guys, honest to God, they'll win until they're, I don't know how old, because they know how to win, they know how to do the game. Today's kids, they think they know, but they truly don't know what it takes to win. It's, you know, they just buy everything and they go fast, but there's so much more to it to be a winner. It's not easy, and they think it is, but it's not. Them guys will beat them every time.
When you guys started, you were building your own cars from scratch.
Yeah.
I don't think there's 2 or 3 guys out there now that could go do that, because if they didn't know how to put their hands in their back pocket and go to the parts truck, they wouldn't even know what to put on a race car or how to make a part.
Well, see, I experience that now because my 2 boys race the 600 micro sprints, and it's all about buying, and basically we do too. You have to kind of fall in line because you really can't make a lot of that stuff, and yeah, it's all about kids. You know, the quarter midget kids come up, and then, you know, they won $1 million in quarter midgets, and now they think that that's the way it's supposed to be in 600s. Well, it don't work that way, you know. I mean, to me it don't. I don't care about all that. We never done that stuff. We started with slingshots a couple years and then right into the micros. But the quarter midget kids seem like they just think that they should be winning because they spend the money in it. They do win some, but that ain't the way it is.
Larry, going back to something you said earlier, and it's probably you two, you both answered. You said about your side-by-side coming down to the checker flag with somebody. You just would have backed off for a second, let the wheels grab, you might have gotten the win. Is that psychological? Would you have done it if you thought about it? Would you have still done it?
Probably not. You're just so psyched coming off the board there, you know, you see the checker flag, you just figured you got to hold it down, I guess, you know, because, like I said, it's something I've watched finishes like that saying, well, you just bend it a little bit, it bites a little better, bang, you just walk away from the other guy because he's got his foot buried in it.
Would that have worked between the 4th turn and the checkered flag?
Don't know, didn't do it. I know if you get too close, you hit it.
Newt was the toughest driver in sportsman to get around.
Great list.
I was going to say, that or Joe Hall?
Well, Joe Hall too, yeah. But Ray List was because, well, he just would not let you get underneath him. And I had told my guys, I said, tonight's the end. I'm getting under him. He's not blocking me tonight. Well, he's leading. It's the last lap going into 3. He turned down and shut the door. I drove right over his hood, through the infield, and won the feature. And he came down like a madman. But that was the end of that. No more of that. No more turning left and blocking. But he was tough. When it comes to that, Joe Hall was tough. I mean, you know, the old fist out the window deal. Right?
I know Joe.
Spoke to Joe, yeah. I'll tell you, back in those days, they were some good racing. Les Katona, Joe Hall, McBride, we had some really good races. And back in that day, you can't say that maybe the sportsman race wasn't better than the modified, or at least as good. And you had some good competition back then. I enjoyed those.
I got a confession. I used to root against you because I rooted for Michael Tucker.
There's the guy now. You know, that's right. I mean, usually he was racing like this. But I'll tell you what, he did one thing I never did. He won 4 races. He won 3 races in one weekend. I won 4 in a row, but there was a ring out that didn't have it in one weekend. But he won 3 in one weekend, and that's tough to do. You know, Windsor, Flemington, Windsor. No, he could run, but he would definitely be on that fence between 1 and 2.
All or nothing.
All or nothing.
How about guys like Eddie Mumford.
He destroyed, that was the end of my Pinto car at East Windsor, Eddie Mumford. I swear that guy was cheating, and I think he did get caught. Car would fly down his chutes and would not handle in the turns. And I took the lead from him coming off the second turn with my Pinto, and he was in the infield. And literally unwound, and I had it up against the wall because I knew what he was going to do. Next thing you know, I mean, I was like, I thought I was in the pits. I mean, it literally tore the motor out of the car, bent the cage back, destroyed my Pinto, and I could have sold it about, not that I would. Leon Altimos, you remember who had the 661, 62, 68, he had like 8 cars. He came to me and he said, I will give you $10,000 for that race car. Back then, I mean, that's way more than it was worth. And, you know, of course you ain't going to sell a winning race car. A few weeks later, junk. But, yeah, Eddie Mumford was top. So was Gary Butler. He was basically the same type car.
Ultralight.
That's right. Ultralights. They were like a sprinter. They had little skinny tires on the front. They'd fly, and then they really didn't work good in the turns.
Hey, Newt, how about racing against Rusty Bolby? How was he to race against?
That's just when I came in. Yeah, that was my early years. Rusty Bolby was about as smooth and clean as they came. You know, his car was like Joe Solak. If you remember Joe Solak 16, I mean, it was always perfect. He never rub railed you. I mean, he just did it, you know. That's when I just started coming in. I mean, I'm sure I really did race with him a few years, but he was good.
You did anything with the number 24? Was that always your number?
Will Cagle, he was my man back in the day. And, but if you notice, I went to the 026 because I had, not that it actually happened exactly the same time, but because I said my cousin was going out with Jackie. Cagle, I asked him to drive my car at East Windsor. They were having an old timers or a legends race. And that's when he had got hurt up at Leedsport or somewhere in New York, his leg. And he hadn't recovered. And I talked to him, I don't recall how I did get in contact, but he said, no, I can't do it because, you know, I've got this suit going with my leg and blah, blah, blah. I go down the following week, and he's driving the 84, which I'm not sure who it was. But he drove the 84 car, and it was like, I lost all respect. I mean, he simply, all he had to say is, I got a ride, or I don't want to do it, or whatever, but he kind of did that, and you know, I'm not like that, you know.
So then you went to Jackie.
Well, then I went to Jackie McLaughlin's number, which, you know, that's my second choice. And now my boys, that's the 2 numbers they're running this year, because the car my one son ran was number 55. Now they put the 24 on that, and then my son's car that I own is the 026. So it's good.
Newt, did you and your brother ever get into it on the track?
No, but his car owner did. He, the number 4 he used to drive. What was his name? The owner?
Cush.
That's right, Cush. Mark was leading, and I came up behind him, and it was one of those deals like, I did, you know, he hadn't won yet, I don't believe, and I was like, and he was pushing, and it was like, man, I know I can go right by him, and it was like, I momentarily said, and then I said, no, I can't do this. He wouldn't want this. I went by him. Well, when I came in, Cush went wild. Here, take the money. Is it about the money? I said, whoa, Cush. Ask my brother Mark if he wants me to let him win. And he said, of course not. So he calmed down, but he went crazy. And about, a couple weeks later, we started 29th and 30th in the fair day race. He won, I got second. So it worked out, but we started 29th and 30th. We were both Conci cars. That's how tough it could be, because it was a day show.
Yeah, we have time for one more question, fellas.
Did any of you guys ever drive something on the turn from the blacktop?
To be honest, I never went back. I went to the fair once, looked through the fence, never went back. Never went back.
Larry, I'm sorry I remember this right, but did you ever throw your helmet somebody in Windsor?
Uh-oh.
Yep. Huh? Who was it? Danny Cochran. Yeah, it was one of them deals, you know, he did me wrong, so.
Wasted money.
Yeah, wasting it on.
Okay, this time we're gonna have to wrap it up. I'd like to thank Larry and Newt for coming out, entertaining us.